Alright, this is going to be my tutorial for Outlast Insane Percent, or Insane Any Percent. What makes this so different from the original Any Percent is that there's no checkpoints, and because of that you can't just jump to the lab and reload. So I'm going to go over how the route works. For the most part, it's just a all chapters run. And since there's already a tutorial for that, I'm just going to go over the things that differentiate it from that run. And the first place that's different is sewers. Because if you recall, in sewers you just boost up this door, walk along the top of the cell, and then jump into the checkpoint for sewers. So what we're going to do here first is I kinda started commentating a little late, but this guy's about to open the door behind us, and what we're going to do is walk backwards out of here. Also note that I got my reduced hitbox by vaulting over the bed here, and so I brought that around, and so now I have a small hitbox at the door. This will let me get out slightly faster, which isn't necessary, but it's very helpful for this next trick. So what I'm going to do is walk backwards, get in front of the door as it's opening, and jump. And that should save me having to do a door boost, and this saves a couple seconds over that. Like that. If you fail that, you can, just do the door boost and walk up here. I like to have my camera out before doing that as well. And what you're going to do now is walk forward just until you boost up onto here. And hold straight left until you make it to the edge of this cell here. And then walk forward, hold back left, hold left, turn around, and hold back left again. Now what's going to happen is the level's going to deload because you fall out of bounds, and you're going to need to pause buffer to get the area below you to load in. And you want to land on top of this tunnel. So we hold back left and start buffering. You can tell when you see these lights up here. Also you can see my mouse lag. It's quite a bit to load. So now we're here. You don't want to move too close towards the middle of this tunnel, because aside from how you'll fall in, it will deload the level slightly, like that. So stay towards the right edge, but don't fall off. And now what you want to do is you want to look at that handrail as a visual sort of guide for your angle. And you're going to run and jump as late as possible. And if you fail it like that, you'll actually soft lock the game and you'll have to restart. Okay, so now that we've gone over that possible bad outcome, let's see what it looks like when it works. You should be able to boost up like that. This is probably, I would say this is the hardest trick in the run, and it's pretty brutal to miss since you soft lock or you fall into the void, and that means you have to watch the intro cutscene again. And so, now what we're going to do is we're going to continue. If you see that metal bar there, I look slightly down, and as soon as I pass that, I side hop forward to the right. And that will cause the level to deload just long enough for me to fall in bounds here. If that doesn't work, you can run along the top of this until you get to the end of this pipe here and fall in bounds. It's a bit slower since you have to overshoot your objective and then fall in bounds. But here's the objective, is the preload trigger for the next map. So you know if we land over there in front of the little tunnel you're supposed to crawl through, then you will hit like a phantom loading screen that just goes forever and ever and ever. And you can still move during it, but the game doesn't load anything, and you're basically stuck. And so we have to actually hit the load trigger, which is right. Oh my god, I missed it! Right in front of here. You just want to walk in, turn around, walk out. You'll notice I got a bit of lag there when I hit it, even though I didn't realize it. And now it just continues on, just like. So you go through here, and then it continues on just like in all chapters run would. Ideally you want to get the reduced hitbox to run under that. And then this is where it picks up again. So just like in all chapters run, you're back here. And the next thing we'll be going over is the beginning of Male Ward. So be right back. Okay. So now we're in Male Ward for the Insane Percent tutorial. This is pretty similar to all chapters, except we're going to have to do the sprinkler section, because that's the only way to load in the courtyard. Because there's no checkpoint at the end, you can just reload the game. So, going to need to jump onto the handrail and boost up on top of the next tunnel, just like all chapters. Excuse this. So we get up here. Now what we want to do is get into this room above us here. To do that, just for the record, there's a wall right about center with this vent here. There's a wall right there. And so what you're going to want to do is hold sprint, make sure you're crouched. You're going to get to just to the edge of this vent, and then you're going to uncrouch, let go of it, or toggle it, whatever, and then start spamming jump, and make sure you're moving forward. And after your character jumps twice, you'll see like he does these little half crouch jumps. And once you see 2 of those, you're going to pause to let the game buffer in. And now we're in this room. On PS4, and maybe Xbox, I'm not sure. That's the thing about this tutorial, is that consoles work a bit differently than PC. But basically, I know on PS4, from Vineth's old run, that this area takes an incredibly long time to load in, so what you can actually do is you can just stand up, jump normally, and then pause, instead of having to do the crouch jumps. But anyways, so you're going to turn this switch. We're going to make our way to the next 2 buttons. This part's fairly straightforward. You're just running from point A to point B. We're going to throw that one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a nice little door boost here. This will not only will this skip running back and then going through that shimmy again, it'll also skip Chris Walker's spawn trigger. From here we're going to go around, go in here. Wait, never mind, that's everything. Sorry, I got confused with a different route. So we hit both of those. And now we're going to go back and hit this button. Keep in mind that you can animation cancel it by pressing crouch. Now you just shimmy on through here. From here on out, you just run to the exit. Also, this scare, with the guy loaded in, this is the trigger to get the game to load. You'll see it lags super hard right about there. And after that, you will see we are now able to enter the courtyard because it's all loaded. Alright, see you guys in a moment. Alright. So now we're on the last stretch of the courtyard map. And this is interesting because on Insane, or Nightmare, or even Hard difficulty, Chris Walker will one-shot you. And so for this, there's a couple different methods you can use to get around him in this last little tight corridor, because you can't really get by him without taking a hit. And so what you can do is a couple things. There's something Matt came up with, is if you see this these bits of pipe right about there, where you see it jut down like that, what you want to do is you want to jump as soon as you come into contact with that. And what that will hopefully do is it'll make Chris Walker stand still when he spawns. Like that. And so that's a pretty risky way to get through. Because obviously if you miss the jump, then he's just going to walk at you and hit you. So I would like to offer an alternate way, or something that you can use in case that method fails on you, and that's spamming crouch to get by him. Oh, whoops. So what you can do is you can spam crouch just like this. what you want to do is you want to make sure you hit neither the very bottom or the very top of the crouch, meaning you never want to be all the way down or stand all the way up. You want to be in between it. You want to maintain this state just until you get through here. He might grab me. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Alright, see you guys in the next section. Okay. This is the last section. What we're going to do here is start spam and jump to get Chris Walker to go for that door. We're going to clip through this one and then door boost up on top of it. Wow, I'm surprised that worked. Anyways, you're going to jump over to these bookshelves here. What you're going to do is walk in a straight line out of that wall. And with any luck, the level on the outside will load at the perfect time, and you'll be able to use that for the next trick. Basically, this is like one of the most inconsistent tricks for me, so I'd recommend looking into your own setup if you're going to try this. Try to find a way to get this to work. Basically, you'll know you're in the right spot if you press backwards and you zip up to the top. So let's give that a shot. Press backwards, zip up to the top. Land on top of the head of this nice gentleman here. So that trick looks pretty crazy, but it's really simple. All you have to do is make sure the outside map loads, you're not too far away, you're sort of sandwiched between the walls, and then you just hold backwards and you shoot up. From here we're going to exit through this room. That was a bit of lag, that was strange. Go through this door. Go through the little hole in the wall. Now we're going to go into chapel. What you want to do is clip this door so you can go through it. And after that, all we need to do is grab the key and leave. Excuse me, penis man. And after that, all there is to do now. You can see all that lag that happened around there, that's the unload. But yeah, you just use the key on the door, or on the elevator, and you're good to go. The rest of it is just the lab. I'm gonna go over a more advanced route for this as well real quick, so I will see you guys right there. Alright. I'm going to clip this door. Hopefully door boost up. Keep in mind, enemies move faster on Insane, so you'll have even less time to do that than normal. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start this zip up to the top, but instead of holding back the entire time to fall backwards back into bounds, we are going to hold forward to the left once everything deloads, once we're closer to the top. And that should put us on top of the wall outside. So let's see how it works. Right here, hold up left, and you see we loaded back in and then boosted up to the left there. Okay, from here, what you're going to do is just hold sprint and hold left. I wouldn't recommend turning your camera to look forward and run forward, even though that would be faster. I think it makes this area a lot trickier because it deloads more often. So what we're going to do is hold sprint left and keep your hand on that pause button, because what you're going to need to do is pause the game as soon as it deloads. Continue to hold left, pause again, and then we're going to jump on top of here. So here's where we're at right now. And all you have to do is walk through this wall, which has no collision, and then just land in bounds. Nice square, dude. From here, you're actually at this point, so now you just run in through the door clip and get the key and leave. And that's about it. And I believe that's the end of the tutorial. That's everything that differentiates this category from any percentile chapters. It's a pretty fun run, but it's also quite difficult, so really take your time learning it. If you're confused about the rest of the run, like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do there? Then I would highly recommend looking up Nerd Square's tutorial for any percentile chapters, because that has everything else you'll need for this. Yeah, and like I said, this is a more advanced run, so definitely make sure you're familiar with all chapters before going through this. Alright, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.